Welcome back to the Shigeki Podcast, the place where science meets longevity. I'm Dr. Mark Hyman, and together with my brilliant friend and co-host, Dr. Shigeki Hinohara, we dive into simple science-backed tools that help you stay active, sharp, and pain-free after 60. If this is your first time listening, welcome. And if you've been with us for a while, you know what we believe. It's never too late to change your health story, one small habit at a time. Now, let's talk about something a lot of our listeners have been struggling with: joint pain. Not just the occasional stiffness, but that dull, nagging ache in the knees, the sharp pinch in the hips, or the heavy, swollen feeling in your legs when you get out of bed. It's frustrating. It slows you down, and too often people are told to either live with it or take more pills. But what if the solution was already in your kitchen? What if a small, delicious snack before bed could help calm inflammation and support your joints all while you sleep?
That's right, Mark. Most people don't realize that chronic inflammation is at the heart of many age-related issues. Not just arthritis, but fatigue, sleep problems, even brain fog. And one of the best times to fight that inflammation is not in the morning, but in the evening. Why? Because while you sleep, your body goes into deep repair mode. If you give it the right nutrients, just a few key compounds, you can support healing without doing anything else. And no, I'm not talking about complicated detox plans or expensive supplements. I'm talking about simple, natural, dried fruits that you can find in any grocery store. The right ones used at the right time can calm the immune system, reduce pain, and even improve sleep quality.
So in today's episode, we'll show you 3 powerful dried fruits that fight inflammation and help your joints recover all while you sleep. This one's for anyone who's waking up stiff, who's tired of creams, pills, and promises that don't deliver. These foods are simple, real, and when used consistently, they work. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone you love, especially if they're living with chronic joint pain and think they've tried everything. Sometimes it's the smallest changes that make the biggest difference.
All right, let's get into the heart of today's episode. There's a reason we chose dried fruits. Not only are they convenient, but when selected carefully, they're packed with compounds that directly fight inflammation, especially the kind that shows up in our joints. And the first dried fruit we want to spotlight is one that might surprise you. It's dried tart cherries. Not the sweet maraschino ones in a jar, but the sour, slightly tangy cherries that have been gently dried and kept as natural as possible.
Yes, tart cherries are one of nature's quiet healers. They're rich in a class of compounds called anthocyanins. These are the pigments that give cherries their deep red color, but they do more than just look pretty. These anthocyanins are powerful natural anti-inflammatories. They help block the exact same enzymes, COX-1 and COX-2, that many over-the-counter pain medications like ibuprofen are designed to block. But unlike synthetic drugs, tart cherries do it gently. They don't irritate the stomach lining or throw off your gut bacteria. And for many people over 60 who are already dealing with sensitive digestion or taking multiple prescriptions, that's a game changer.
Now here's something even more interesting. Tart cherries are also a natural source of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle, which means when you eat them in the evening, they not only reduce inflammation, but they also help you fall asleep and stay asleep longer. And deep sleep is when the body repairs, tissues, reduces cortisol, and calms inflammatory pathways. It's the time when your joints can actually recover.
We've seen in studies that people who consume tart cherry juice or dried tart cherries before bed reported less muscle soreness, better sleep, and even fewer gout flare-ups. That's thanks to another benefit. Tart cherries help reduce uric acid levels in the blood, and high uric acid is one of the root causes of gout and joint pain in older adults. I've recommended this to many older patients who wake up with stiff knees or sore ankles. Within a week or two, they start to notice that they're getting out of bed a little easier. The pain isn't gone, but it's lighter, and the body feels more mobile.
But here's the key. You have to use the right kind and at the right time. We're not talking about cherry pies or candied cherries dipped in sugar syrup. We mean unsweetened dried tart cherries, the kind you can find in the natural foods section or health stores. That's important. Many commercial dried fruits are coated in sugar, which can cancel out the anti-inflammatory benefits. When you're shopping, look for labels that say unsweetened or no added sugar. You might also see Montmorency cherries, that's a common tart variety with high anthocyanin content.
So, let's talk about how to use them. We recommend eating 6 to 8 dried tart cherries about 30 minutes before bed. That's enough to deliver a therapeutic dose of antioxidants and melatonin without spiking your blood sugar. And if you find them too tart, here's a tip: soak them briefly in warm water to soften the texture. Or combine them with a spoonful of chia seeds or a few crushed almonds. The fat and fiber will slow the release of sugar and help your body use the nutrients more effectively through the night.
I personally like to steep a few tart cherries in warm ginger tea. It's soothing, anti-inflammatory, and perfect before bed. It's like giving your joints a warm hug from the inside out. And remember, consistency matters. This isn't a magic trick that works overnight. But if you commit to this one small habit for 7 to 10 days, you may notice better sleep, easier movement, and even less need for pain relief in the morning. That's the power of food as medicine. And tart cherries are just the beginning. Let's move on to our second dried fruit one that brings in healthy fats and another layer of joint protection.
Now that we've covered tart cherries, let's talk about another underrated dried fruit that's packed with anti-inflammatory power-dried figs. Most people think of figs as just a sweet, chewy snack or something tucked into a holiday dessert. But when you look closely at what they contain, figs are a nutritional powerhouse, especially when it comes to joint health and inflammation after 60.
Yes, Mark, figs have been used in traditional medicine for centuries, and for good reason. They're loaded with fiber, magnesium, and polyphenols, a trio that works together in very special ways for the aging body. Let's start with fiber. As we get older, our digestive system slows down. The balance of good bacteria in the gut can shift, and inflammation in the colon can quietly build up. This can affect not only digestion, but also how well we absorb minerals, like calcium and magnesium, both crucial for strong bones and joints. And poor mineral absorption doesn't just weaken bones. It weakens muscles too, especially the ones that support the hips, knees, and lower back. But the soluble fiber in dried figs helps feed beneficial bacteria in the gut. When your gut flora improves, so does your body's ability to absorb the nutrients you need for joint health.
And that leads us to the second key benefit: magnesium. Figs are one of the rare dried fruits that naturally contain a significant amount of magnesium. And magnesium is a mineral that many older adults are lacking, especially those who experience tightness cramps or stiffness in the joints. Magnesium helps your muscles relax, including the small muscles around your joints. It also improves blood flow by relaxing the blood vessels. So, when you eat figs at night, you're actually helping your joints breathe, with better circulation, better oxygenation, and reduced pressure from surrounding tissue. It's like turning down the volume on inflammation. And when you combine magnesium with polyphenols, which are powerful antioxidants, you create a double effect. Polyphenols help neutralize oxidative stress, the internal rust that damages cells and worsens inflammation.
And here's something interesting. One study found that people who regularly consumed figs had better inflammation markers in their blood, particularly those linked to chronic conditions like arthritis, metabolic syndrome, and vascular stiffness. So this is not just folk wisdom, it's science. But again, it's about how you use them. Most people eat figs in energy bars or sugary pastries. That defeats the purpose. What we recommend is using plain dried figs, ideally unsweetened and sulfite-free, and soaking them.
Yes, soaking is key. Soaking 2 dried figs in warm water for about an hour does 2 things. First, it softens the fruit and makes it easier to digest, especially for older adults who might have slower motility or sensitive stomachs. Second, soaking helps reduce any residual sugar impact by allowing the fig to release some of it into the water. And that's important if you're watching your blood sugar, You don't want a nighttime snack that spikes insulin or keeps you awake. But when figs are soaked, they become gentle on the system, calming, not stimulating.
So here's the ideal way to use them. As you said, soak 2 dried figs in warm water for about an hour, then eat them about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. If you want to amplify the anti-inflammatory effect, sprinkle a little cinnamon powder on top. Cinnamon helps balance blood sugar and adds a warm, soothing flavor. Or, if you like, pair them with a small glass of plain kefir. Kefir provides natural probiotics that support digestion, and the healthy fat helps you absorb more of the antioxidants from the figs. Together, this combo becomes a gut-friendly, joint-supportive nighttime ritual. And I'll just say it tastes really good. It's satisfying without being heavy, and unlike many evening snacks, it actually helps you sleep better and wake up with less stiffness in the joints.
Exactly. We're not looking for magic pills. We're looking for small, smart habits that build strength, reduce inflammation, and improve comfort as we age. So, if you've never tried dried figs this way, give it a go tonight. It's simple, affordable, and backed by both tradition and science.
Next, moving to our third dried fruit, one that's often overlooked in joint health conversations, but has some incredible science behind it. That's dried apricots. They're soft, naturally sweet, and most importantly loaded with nutrients that are especially valuable after 60.
Yes, Mark. Dried apricots are rich in beta-carotene, potassium, and natural antioxidants. Each of these plays a unique role in reducing inflammation and supporting tissue repair. But when combined, they make dried apricots a powerful ally for joint recovery, especially overnight. Let's begin with beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for the maintenance and repair of cartilage, the flexible tissue that cushions our joints. As we age, the natural wear and tear on cartilage increases, especially in weight-bearing joints, like the knees and hips. But having enough beta-carotene in your diet supports the regeneration of these tissues and helps keep your joints soft and mobile. Exactly.
That's a big deal, especially for people who feel stiff in the morning or take a while to get moving. Cartilage doesn't have a direct blood supply, so nutrients need to come in gradually over time. And nighttime is when the body does that deep repair work. Now let's talk about potassium. This mineral is often forgotten in joint discussions, but it's critical for electrolyte balance, especially if you're taking diuretics or blood pressure medications, which many people over 60 are. Low potassium can lead to muscle cramping, fatigue, and even worsening of joint pain due to poor fluid balance in the cells.
When potassium is too low, the cells surrounding the joints can become dehydrated or inflamed, causing stiffness or swelling. Dried apricots provide a natural, gentle way to top up those potassium levels without needing pills or electrolyte drinks. And they do it without overwhelming the system, which is perfect before bed.
Another often overlooked benefit of dried apricots is their fiber content. These little fruits are rich in soluble fiber, which can help keep your digestion moving while you sleep. If you've ever felt bloated, constipated, or just heavy in the mornings, that sluggish digestion can indirectly affect your joint health too. When waste isn't eliminated properly, toxins and byproducts can recirculate in the body, leading to low-grade inflammation. We don't always connect the gut with the knees, but the link is real. A calm digestive system can actually support a calmer immune system, which in turn helps reduce joint inflammation.
Now, let's talk about how to use dried apricots the right way, especially before bed. A good starting point is to eat 3 to 4 pieces of unsweetened, naturally dried apricots about 1 hour before sleep. That timing gives your body enough space to begin absorbing the nutrients before deep sleep kicks in. And pairing matters. Even though apricots are naturally sweet, they still contain natural sugars. To slow the release of those sugars and keep your blood sugar stable overnight, it's smart to combine them with healthy fats. A spoonful of almond butter works beautifully. It adds vitamin E and magnesium and helps stabilize the glycemic impact.
Another great option for you can add a few pumpkin seeds. They bring in extra magnesium and zinc, both helpful for muscle relaxation and immune support. plus a satisfying crunch to balance the soft apricot texture. Just be sure to choose the right kind. Many store-bought dried apricots are loaded with added sugars or treated with sulfites to preserve their bright orange color. Look for ones labeled unsulfured and no added sugar. They may look a little browner, but they're actually more natural and better for your body.
So, in summary, dried apricots may seem simple, but they offer a powerful mix of beta-carotene, potassium, and fiber that directly supports joint health, sleep quality, and digestive balance. And when combined with a healthy fat like nut butter or pumpkin seeds, they become a bedtime snack that helps you heal while you rest. If you're someone who wakes up with stiffness in the hips or knees, or just wants a soothing, nourishing way to end the day, try this habit for 1 week. It might surprise you how much better your mornings feel.
So you've got your dried fruits ready, tart cherries, figs, or apricots, and you're starting to see how they can support your joints while you sleep. But what if we told you there's a simple 5-minute habit that can actually double the benefit?
That's right. It's not a supplement. It's not a pill. It's something your body has always known how to do: stretch. Gentle, mindful stretching before bed, when paired with the right anti-inflammatory snack, becomes a natural remedy, especially for people over 60 struggling with joint pain or nighttime stiffness. Let's start with the purpose of this combo. As we age, inflammation doesn't just build up from what we eat. It also comes from how long we sit, how little we move, and how compressed our joints become throughout the day. Stretching helps open up joint spaces, reduce pressure, and encourage fluid exchange. When we pair this with anti-inflammatory foods like dried fruits, we help the body circulate nutrients, remove toxins, and enter a more restorative sleep state.
And here's the science behind it. When you stretch even gently, you activate your lymphatic system, the system responsible for clearing out waste and inflammatory byproducts. This is incredibly important after 60, when circulation slows and recovery takes longer. Stretching moves fluid out of tight tissues and makes room for healing nutrients to flow in, nutrients that come from the very dried fruits you just ate. Think of it this way: the dried fruit provides the tools, and the stretching opens the door for those tools to work. You can't repair a room if you don't open the windows and let fresh air in.
So, let's talk about the actual routine. Here's how to do it. First, about 30 to 45 minutes before bed, choose one dried fruit from our top 3. If you're feeling stiff or dealing with inflammation, tart cherries are a great start. If your digestion is sluggish, go for dried figs. And if you need support with cartilage or circulation, dried apricots are your friend. Eat your fruit slowly, mindfully, with a little protein or healthy fat, like almond butter or pumpkin seeds if you like. Then, about 10 minutes later, begin a short stretching session. You don't need a yoga mat or any fancy gear, just a quiet space with soft lighting and maybe some gentle music.
Start with a seated forward fold. Sit on your bed or floor, legs stretched out, and slowly bend forward, reaching toward your toes. This helps release your lower back, hamstrings, and calves areas that often tighten up with age. Next, move to gentle knee and ankle rotations. Sit or lie back and slowly rotate your knees and ankles in both directions. This increases synovial fluid movement, that's the natural oil in your joints, and boosts blood flow to areas that are often underused. Then ease into the child's pose. If you're familiar with yoga, this is the resting pose, where you kneel down, stretch your arms forward, and let your hips sink back toward your heels. It helps open the hips, release tension from the spine, and calm the nervous system.
Altogether, this routine takes just 5 to 10 minutes, but the results can be surprising. People often report better sleep, less joint stiffness, and even improved digestion the next morning. It's not intense exercise. It's not about flexibility. It's about releasing pressure and letting your body do what it was designed to do: heal overnight. And here's the best part: let it becomes a ritual, something peaceful, something grounding, something that says to your body, we're done for the day. Now it's time to restore. You don't need to change your entire lifestyle. Just start with a fruit and a stretch and let your body take it from there.
Coming up in our final part, we'll recap what you've learned and share a few extra tips on making this nighttime habit last even on busy days. You don't want to miss it.
The truth is, healing doesn't always come from a pill bottle. Sometimes it comes from something as simple as the foods you choose before bed. The right nutrients taken at the right time can trigger powerful responses in your body, helping you fight inflammation, repair joints, and sleep deeper. As I often say, the right foods at the right time can heal what medication sometimes can't. And dried fruits, when chosen wisely, are more than just snacks. They're tools for recovery. Tart cherries, figs, apricots. Each of them offers a unique combination of antioxidants, fiber, and minerals that your body can use while you sleep. That's the key. They work with your natural healing cycle, not against it.
Yes, Mark, the older we get, the more our body speaks in whispers. A small ache here, a stiff knee there. It's not just aging, it's the body asking for support. And sometimes that support isn't more supplements or stronger painkillers. It's understanding what your body truly needs. Eat with wisdom, not habit. That's something I've believed for decades. Most people eat out of routine, a bowl of cereal, a slice of toast, or nothing at all before bed. But what if 3 small fruits could change your sleepies, your joint pain, and help you wake up feeling lighter and more mobile? It's simple. Try it. Pick one of the 3 dried fruits we've talked about. Eat it at the right time. Pair it with a small evening stretch. Do it for 7 nights. That's it. You might be surprised at how your body responds when you give it the right fuel at the right moment.
So, what are you currently eating before bed? Try swapping it with one of these natural anti-inflammatory fruits for the next 7 days and tell us what you notice. Comment your experience below, and if you found today's episode helpful, like, subscribe, and share with someone in your life who's quietly struggling with joint pain every morning. And don't miss our next episode.